What's up, guys? Welcome back to the PatCave. Got another unboxing for you today. This is going to be Paragon's super stand. I don't know who else is excited to see one of these get unboxed, but I know I am because I've been trying to get this thing for months now. It was kind of my own fault. I should have bought one a long time ago. I've got a couple items behind me here that I've been trying to get up on the stand to have in the backdrop of my videos, and I just haven't got to it yet. Fortunately, my lovely wife decided to pick this up for me, and I'm super thrilled because I'm finally going to be able to put these pieces where they belong on display right behind me here for my videos. For how long? Nobody really knows. Kind of like to change things up. Krampus here is probably not going to last long up there. Some of these items here are pretty big and I just don't have room to put them anywhere else, and that's why they're always here behind me, including the tri-barrel. The thing's just massive. It doesn't fit anywhere else. It's very fragile, and some things I just can't really move around much. Very limited gallery behind me here. So for those of you that don't know, Paragon is a newer company. They've been around for I think about maybe like a year and a half to 2 years. They make some incredible museum quality products. I like to think of them as friends of mine. Rye is a really good guy. I've done a few little guest spots on their YouTube channel, and I really enjoy getting to chat with them. One of the things I love about Paragon is that you can tell by talking to them that they really care about their products. They really care about what they're doing, the things that they're putting out there for you to buy. You can tell how much research and effort going into every little detail, and I can kind of, as somebody that collects this stuff, I really like that. You know, I really can appreciate those things just as much as they can appreciate that the customer needs that sort of thing to sort of reach the next tier of product. You know, I've gotten to chat with each of them a little bit here and there. I did a little guest spot on their YouTube channel, which was fun, where we kind of got to talk about things that we like. I liked, you know, products of theirs. I have their Lost Boys blood bottle, and that thing was just, you know, the quality is just stellar. Everything that I've seen that they make, that I've had my hands on, is really great quality, and I'm glad that they're putting this kind of stuff out there, you know, because there's other companies that kind of just rush things out. It doesn't always turn out great, and then you end up with something that's subpar in your collection that you don't necessarily want there. Today we're going to be talking about the super stand. The super stand might seem kind of simple on the outside, right? It's just a stand. It's modular, so you can kind of arrange it how you want your pieces displayed on it. It's an upright kind of aluminum finish. It always kind of reminded me of Men in Black, and the items that I'm going to be putting on there are from Men in Black, so it kind of is fitting, I think. So let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing, and I will give you my thoughts on this. This is the first thing I've got from them that isn't an actual prop itself. It's kind of more of an accessory, I would say. Nevertheless, I'm super excited to see the quality. I expect it to be just as good as any other thing that they're putting out, just because I know that's what they're known for now. Let's go ahead and pop this box open, set it up, and see how it looks on the shelf. Okay, so here we've got the two pieces that I'm going to be attaching to the stand. So this is the G2 standard issue from the original MIB movie from 1997, as well as a Noisy Cricket from, I believe this was one of the kits left over from Unobtainium. All machined aluminum. Has a working light. Battery's dead. I haven't bothered to mess with it just because I didn't want to bother trying to take it apart. It's kind of a pain. And here is the new super stand from Paragon FX Group. These, I believe, just came out a couple months ago. I know they were in the works for a while and they just finally shipped. So this is what we've got for the outer box. Not much on the outside, just kind of a plain white box, the logo, nothing on the sides, and it's actually got some really good weight to it, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and pop that open. Inside, you've got a nice piece of foam here, which I know that they've done with their other prop replicas as well. You've got a nice microfiber cloth, Paragon FX Group. That's kind of cool, which you can use to, you know, wipe down the metal. Same thing that comes with eyeglasses, and inside you've got the modular stand here. And this is a pretty hefty piece of metal, so pull that right out of there, and it's got a nice, you know, weight to it. You can tell this is easily just a pound or two, and it's got a good curve, you know, so it'll stand up nice and straight once you set it down. Like I said, really clean look, really nice clean finish. I'm a fan of that design. I know there's not a lot to it, but that's kind of what I'm going for with my MIB guns anyways, because that's how the movies were. So in this particular case, it fits great. And for any weapons in general, I think it'll look fine no matter what you put in there. And then these are the attachments that you're going to have. So basically what it is you've got a bunch of metal pieces. These are going to be what hold your guns in place or whatever you put up here, knives. And you've got this little piece unscrews. This has a thread with a little clear washer. And you're going to put this longer piece on the front. This piece is going to screw in from the back so it's hidden. and that's going to be what keeps your items in place. And it looks like you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of these tiny little pieces to keep everything in order. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I'm going to arrange these for my guns in particular. And you could fit, you know, more than just the 2 if you have something else that you want to do as well. In this case, I just have these 2 pistols that I want to put up there. Although, thinking about it, I actually might want to put the neuralizer there, because right now it's in that display case in that really awkward spot up there, and it just seems like it's a no man's land. One thing that I really love about Paragon is I just feel like everything that they make, just, you can tell it feels expensive and like it's museum quality, and you can tell that they put a lot of effort into whatever they've done and wanted it to be like the top tier of what they're making. Now comes the next part where I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to display this stuff. I think the J2 I kind of want to be a little bit on the top, so I'm going to say about right here. So that'd be somewhere around there, and I feel like that noisy cricket would be like about here. And I kind of wonder if maybe the neuralizer should be on the top. I feel like it should be, because that's like a central piece of this whole thing, right? So let's say about here. We're going to put the gun under that, and then we'll do the noisy cricket below that. And I was going to say over here, or over there. No, right in the center, I think. Seems like the best spot. So let's say about here. So we got 2 of these guys. Let's get the neuralizer up here. It's going to be about right there. So we'll have about, let's say about there. So right here. So there's one. Let's twist that on. So first one is installed. Let's go ahead and do the next. So that'd be right there. Second one, kind of just hold it up here to eyeball it. I'm gonna say about right here would be good. Screw that second one on there. Okay, so neuralizer, there we go. I like that better. It looks a little bit more even on the top. And I might do an extra one just to be safe. Make sure it's not gonna fall off of there. Maybe about right there. Good grip, there we go. So we got one in the back, one in the middle there. There. That feels a little bit more stable, I think. So we've got the neuralizer. J2 is going to go under that. Probably, I like it more centered, so I think about right here is going to be. And I think the primary one I want to get first is going to be this bigger one. And this J2 that I'm using isn't the, I have the Elite version, which is the all metal aluminum version that wasn't chromed, so it's a little bit more like the movie. That's the one that's on the shelf back in the background back there. This other one's a model kit that was chrome plated. All right, it's gonna be just like that. All right, there we go. That looks good. Perfect. So now we're just missing the noisy cricket. Last one, and noisy cricket. Kind of want to do like this, so they're kind of all facing the same way. What do you think? Maybe backwards? Nah, definitely the other way. And let's see here, let's get this unscrewed. Rinse, repeat, right? This will be our starting point. Kind of work around that. So that'll be there, right there. I was kind of wondering when they got this, I was like, how are these pieces gonna, I didn't know if they were going to be recessed like the rims of them so that they just rest in there. I kind of like that they did screws though and threads, because it feels a hell of a lot more stable than it probably would have otherwise. There's another longer piece here. I guess I don't want to just not use it, so I'm probably going to use that and put that right in the front here, I think, the J2. And this is going to be just a little extra insurance in case it ever decides to get crazy and like it's going to come loose or something, so I'll keep it on there. And there we have it. All 3 MIB devices are now installed on the super stand from Paragon FX. So here is a great look at the stand in action. I've got all 3 of my MIB props on there, aside from my larger ones. The deatomizer definitely wouldn't fit. I have my second gun in that cabinet though, and that one would definitely fit if I wanted to put both of my pistols on here. You could really fit all sorts of stuff. I know they've put the Blade Runner gun on there. They've done this Han Solo blaster, and it's definitely a really cool display idea, I think, on their part to be able to display your props. And I really love, they have another one that's like a film reel, a couple of film reels to hold your props in. I think that one is really cool too, and I kind of wanted to get that at a few points, so maybe in the future I'll pick one of those up too. All in all, definitely worth the money, not bad at all, and they do all sorts of specials. So these stands I think are about $100. It's not just, you know, a piece of metal that's shaped. It's got all sorts of extra little things here. It's got the threads to be able to keep these pegs secure. Very beautiful machined metal, just like a lot of their other props. The bat grapple gun's still on my wish list, but I think it's definitely worth your money. I know they care a lot about the products they're putting out, and I can appreciate that. And they have a great team over there, a lot of really nice people, very active in the community, always happy to answer your questions or chit chat about props. And I wish them all the best over there. I know they've been having a hard time with the tariffs, as have most businesses. But I guess that's about it for this. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas and have a happy New Year, and I will catch you next year.